Hey, what's up? It's David Duford at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producing insurance professionals. In today's video, we're going to do a video geared towards beginning agents or recently licensed agents that really are just in kind of a discovery or investigative period of their careers, where they're really trying to find out more about the insurance sales business and want to discover which route, if they go into any particular direction, is best suited for their personal career goals. So we're going to talk about today and answer the question, how much money can one make selling insurance? And boy, this is a complex product or a complex question, but in some ways you can somewhat simplify it. And what I mean by simplifying it is pretty simple, isn't it? So in this case, the kind of money you can make really is up to you. You can write your own check when you sell insurance. If your only goal, and there's nothing wrong with a mediocre goal of maybe making, the average income in America, that's fine. You can do that with the right setup. You can also make top 20%, 10, 5% incomes in America through selling insurance products. What the beautiful thing about the insurance business is that it gives you this capability to work markets, maximize your income, and then level up as you get better and more skilled in this business. You can start to sell better products to more lucrative prospects, I guess you could say, and potentially earn millions and millions of dollars. In fact, I just got off the phone with a new recruit, and he told me of a guy that he knows a couple neighborhoods over that sells annuity strictly, has a nice setup where he gets referred business from a couple of Fortune 100 companies, and the guy writes over $2 or $3 million in annuity commissions a year, which is just absolutely incredible. And this kind of thing can be done. Now, is it easy to just flip the switch and drown in a pool of cash? No. It takes time, investment, and energy. And there's a natural fleecing out of the new agents that come into this business that don't have the stuff to survive, because many of the people who get to that point simply are here because they just never gave up on themselves. They kept going. So let's talk about some of the different ways one can make a living and how much money they can make in selling insurance. So there's a couple of different ways that you make commissions. And what I mean by that is that some products are geared to giving you a large upfront commission. We call these first-year commission-driven products. Then there's also a product or products that divvy out the commission over a set period of time and incentivize the agent to keep the business on the books. I call these renewal-driven products. So let's talk about a little of both. So first-year-driven products, generally speaking, are your run-of-the-mill life insurance products like term insurance, burial insurance, mortgage protection insurance, as well as financial products like annuities. The big money in these products is what you make in that first year. In some cases, there are trails or there are renewals, like, for example, final expense. You may make 5, 6, 7%. I'd say that's the average. So if you're at $100,000 in business, $7,000 each year, therefore, would pay out to you in some form of renewal. So there are renewals with final expense business for sure. But with these products, obviously, they're first year driven. Agents don't get into the final expense or life insurance business because of a 5, 6, 7% renewal. They do it because the first year commission is usually well in advance of 100% plus, usually a lot higher. So the point is that products like these tend to be life insurance. They tend to be products in which you're not going to necessarily retire off of the income stream. And if you're looking for passive income or renewal income, the only way to get those are really from developing or designing and managing some kind of business where you recruit agents, much like the position I'm in, where most of my income now in 2019, as of the recording of this video, is based off of override production from agents beneath me, writing business, as well as renewals that I've written over the past, basically since 2011. The opposite of a first-year driven product is a renewal product. This is one, like I said, that will pay you over the course of many years, or maybe ad infinitum as long as the product's in force. What we see now, the two main renewal-driven products that are most popular in the market are Medicare supplements and property and casualty, or I should say like home auto type of products, like auto insurance would be a good example. These products don't pay a high commission first year. Many times it's just $200-300. give or take. Just depends on the product. I'll focus specifically on Medicare here. But it pays another $200 or $300 on top of that if you can keep the business on the books. Now, why would somebody be interested in a product where you get that money slower over time? Well, because what's added up between all those years the business is on the books is much more substantially higher than what you would get in many cases from some, not all, but some of these first-year driven products. Final expense is the perfect example. Your average case probably pays $600 to $700 on final expense. Whereas for total, well, it's not total, but let's say first 5 years, probably going to get paid $800, $900, $700 of it in the first year. Whereas with Medicare, you're probably going to get paid $1,500 if you can keep it on for 6 years. And that's not to even add on top of that what happens if you can renew that business with a new carrier. If you say your first business you wrote on it has a price increase, let's say you have Mutual of Omaha, Medicare Supplement, the price increase in the third year is too high, so you switch a person over to Aetna or New Era or something like that, and you start that 6-year trail again. So what's nice is if you can develop 1,000 or even a 500-person block of business, you have 500 Medicare supplements. 500 times $300 is $150,000 a year that you don't have to necessarily do all that much to keep. It's going to pay you essentially, really, before you get the first leg out of the bed every single morning. And that's some nice money, I can tell you, knowing what it's like in the life insurance business as a recruiter, to be in a position to where your money comes in without you having to actually actively go get it. So there's a long-term benefit in Medicare for doing that, and a lot of people really like that. And that's one of the great things about the insurance businesses, and like a lot of other businesses, this is one of the first businesses that can really give you the passive income lifestyle. There's a lot of businesses since, for the last 10, 20 years that have tried to adapt itself to that, and a lot are very good at it. But insurance, in my opinion, with certain products is the original passive income provider. And if you give enough time to it and focus, you can have 6 figures in income literally passively generated. Now, a couple other things. I mentioned this earlier, and this will be kind of my concluding remarks here, is that by no means am I suggesting here that everybody that's watching this video is going to make it in the insurance business. Most of you watching this video will fail. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just that the insurance business has a funny way of taking out 90% plus of the people who try on some level to be successful. It takes a level of grit, pig-headed self-discipline, and determination to be successful selling insurance. But if you can survive, if you can commit yourself to the process, and yeah, you may not make the kind of money I'm talking about right out the gate, but the truth is that the sky is the limit if you survive. Many of the top producers that make millions of dollars in this business simply survived. They started off with meager products. They weren't dealing with the best of the best or the VIP clients. They worked their way up. The insurance business, again, it's a slower process for most people who get started. Sure, there's flashes in the pan. Sure, there's people who start out great. But most of us take a long time to become successful. Ben Feldman is a great example. He worked a debit business, which is essentially like burial insurance, going door to door, like on 5 cents a week policies for 9 years before someone said, stop, get into the business market, sell insurance to business owners. John Savage, another great in the business, struggled. I wouldn't say struggled, but just kind of went along in the business till he finally got married. I think it was either year 5 or year 9. And there's a lot of people are like that. So you can't discount that. There is a process. There is a ladder. There's a path you will follow. Totally normal, totally expected. So don't worry about it. It's part of the process. And you got to give yourself the amount of time necessary to be successful. This is not a thing or a business that you'll get rich overnight. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it answered some of your questions. Again, the sky's the limit in this business. That's the best takeaway you can take from this video. If you enjoyed this video, go subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Make sure that you can leave a comment below if you have any questions particularly. And then also make sure you go to davidduford.com to find out more about my recruiting agent programs for new and experienced agents if you'd like to sell final expense, annuities, mortgage protection, or Medicare supplements. David Duford's my name. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.